I would love to talk today about the sacred window. Before I was a mother, I had no idea what the sacred window was. Nobody in my family knew. They never explained this to me. None of my friends ever talked to me about this. And since I'm a very curious person on the wellness world, I went ahead and I found out the sacred window. So it happens that the sacred window is an Ayurvedic way of viewing those first 6 weeks or the first 40 something days postpartum. And the beauty about the sacred window is that according to Ayurveda, sacred window is just this window. Literally, it opens and it's sacred. Why? Because you gave birth. Whenever you give birth, it's almost as if you're in contact with the higher realms of existence, with God, whatever it is that you actually believe on the subtle realms. And whenever you're in connection with the universe in that way, you receive so many downloads, so much information. There is a huge transformation going on, and it's literally going to dictate who you are going to be for the next 40 years of your life. When I read that, 40 days for 40 years, how you take care of yourself for the 40 days, how you take in the changes, how present you are in order to take in this transformation. Whenever I read all this, I was like, whoa, okay, this is a big deal. I need to be ready for this, ready to take in those changes, ready to experience those changes. And how can I do this in the most glorious way possible? So that's why I'm here sharing with you this today, because I actually did a pretty good job when it comes to the sacred window. And the reason why I think is because I knew what it was. So once you know that you gave birth to life, so therefore you know what it is to create life, you know what the connection with something that is divine is, and that magic is going to be in the air. If you just brought your baby home, then you can feel that magic. And you want to stay with that magic for as long as you can during that window. And one way you can do that is by organizing postpartum help, which is the video that I just did, so I'm sure that you saw it. And secondly is then once you have that help in place, is to relax, take in the changes, and allow for bonding to happen with your baby. And once you also have some bonding, is to have as little people possible around, to take time to just rest and to just be. I come from a culture, I'm Brazilian, that once we have a baby, everyone is already there to see the baby, to touch the baby, to hold the baby. But according to Ayurveda, this is like confinement period. Basically, you're not supposed to be receiving visitors. You are such in a vulnerable stage. There's so much cold inside of your body. And the reason why there's so much cold is because you're all warm, you had your hormones were perfect, you had so much blood inside of your body, and then all of a sudden that baby gets out of you after pregnancy, and the blood goes with the baby, goes away from your body. Your hormones now have to adjust. So there's so many imbalances happening with the mother. All the warmth goes away, all of a sudden she's cold, and that's the reason why all the recipes are warm. And that's the moment then that you want to not see anyone, not having to entertain. If you're a woman, you know, if somebody's going to come to see you, you're going to end up entertaining them. So unless that person is coming because they are going to be helping you organizing postpartum support, then you don't want to have any help at all. All you want is to be left alone, so to speak, to rest, eat, and heal and bond with your baby. Another important thing to keep in mind that's more in the subtle way is that you're going to either be breastfeeding or bottle feeding, it doesn't matter, 10 to 12 times a day. And that is a full-time job. So if this is your main job, right, how can you do that job so well that you can connect with that magic of the sacred window over and over again? I have a video about breastfeeding in which you're going to be seeing after this video, I'm sure. I recorded earlier this year when I was in Southampton. But just to make a very long story short, you just want to be there. If you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, you don't have to be multitasking. There's no scrolling on social media, there's no ordering food on Instacart or whatever it is, or answering somebody's text. Nothing. Leave the phone far from you as far as you can. Let go of the world outside. The sacred window is an invitation to let go of the world outside. Who cares? The messages are going to be beautiful. People have the best of their intentions, but this is about you. And this type of boundary that you start creating now is going to help you stay strong, taking care of yourself, and giving priority to what's most important from now to the end of the times. Remember, this is a window of sacred connection to the subtle realms, and you want to be able to have your game on. And it's almost like you're manifesting. It's almost like, no, it is. You're manifesting the next 40 years of your life. So what is it that you want to manifest? It's almost like you found Aladdin all of a sudden, and the Aladdin said, hey, here, make wishes. And you're able to make all those wishes during this time. You want to be ready, and you want to be able to take those changes, and you want to be able to make those wishes, and you want to be able to start being the role model that you now are for your baby. And how you do that? Very simple. You let go of the world outside. You let go of your phone, hopefully, and you let go of people who are not there to help you. And you organize postpartum support so that you can just be. That's pretty much it. And I hope that this helps you stay strong and well and be able to create those boundaries so you can take all this beauty that this postpartum window brings.